You will want a strap for this practice. So go ahead and get one. That can be a strap, a leash, a belt, a long sleeve shirt, or a towel. And then you can meet me here on your mat, lying on your back, preparing yourself for your Shavasana. As you lower down onto your back, send your feet and arms away from your body, creating as big of space as you can, a star shape with your body. The palms face up, the fingers spread wide. The toes fall heavy to the sides. Gentle tuck in the chin invites length the whole way up your spine, including the neck, as the head grows heavy on your mat. Letting go of any external distractions that may be drawing you off of your mat today. Instead, turning your awareness to your breath. Taking a long breath in through the nose, and a soft breath out through the nose. Big breath in through the nose. And a soft exhale, slowing it, controlling the breath as it leaves your body. Continuing with your own rhythm of breath. Finding space in your front body as you breathe in. A sense of groundedness, heaviness to the back body with each breath out. Let the arms and legs remain in stillness. Start to turn your gaze over to the right side, bringing your right ear down towards the mat. Left shoulder stays rooted down into the mat, creating some space up the left side of the neck. Gaze comes through center and over to the left. Start creating a little bit of space at the right side of the neck. The right shoulder remains heavy on the mat. Gaze comes back through center. One big breath here in neutral. And slide the feet together at the bottom of your mat. Left leg stays extended, long toes draw towards your face. Bend the right knee, bring the sole of your right foot onto the mat. Tip the right knee over to the right side. Let the sole of the right foot find its way to the inside of the left leg. Recline tree pose, creating a figure 4 shape with the legs here. Square up your hips, ground down through the left as you press down through the outer right knee. The left leg stays active, squeezing the muscles in towards the bone, the thigh bone into the mat. Evening out the weight, both left and right hips, left and right shoulders. long spine. And with or without the help of your hand, draw the right knee back through center. Hug it in towards your chest. Give it a squeeze towards your belly. And with the right knee in the left hand, release the right arm at your side. Lengthen through the spine first, and then find a twist. Sending the right knee across your body over to the left side of the room. Right shoulder's reaching for the floor. An option to place the right knee onto a block or a pillow. You can let it hover in space, or maybe it's able to make its way all the way down to the floor. Gaze is neutral to the ceiling or over to the right. Breathing into the lower right belly, creating space between the right hip and the right ribs with each and every breath. Gaze comes back through center. The right knee finds center as well. Hug it in. Just taking a few breaths here in the neutral for wind relieving pose. Each time the breath fills the belly, it presses into the right thigh. And every time the breath leaves the body, the belly sinks towards the earth, creating space for the right knee to draw in a little bit closer. Reach for your strap, whatever that may be. We're going to loop it over the ball of the right foot, so just at the base of the toes. Begin to extend the right leg long until you're able to straighten the leg. Once the leg is straight, start to guide the sole of the foot up towards the sky, pausing the moment you feel the right knee start to bend. If this is a little too much, you can always bend the left knee, bringing the sole of the left foot onto the mat. If the left leg is extended, then both legs are active. The toes are drawn towards your face. Right hip is pressing into the mat as the toes are reaching towards the floor behind you. We're looking to feel a stretch into the back of the right thigh, into the hamstring, maybe even into the calf here. Find a little bit of an external rotation in the right hip. So draw the inseam of your right pant leg towards your face and over to the right as you press down through the outer right hip. Keep the right leg as straight as you can as you start to do circles with the right leg. So just staying within that range that you're able to maintain a straight leg. Maybe that means the heel's a little closer to the floor. That's okay. Just drawing a circular motion with the right leg. Isolating that movement to the right hip. It may be helpful to place the left hand on the left hip and make sure that area is still. growing bigger and bigger with the circles each rotation, but avoiding that point where the knee starts to bend. Keeping the toes of the left foot drawn towards your face and pointing to the sky. Circling the opposite direction. And finding stillness in the center. Flexed ankle, toes draw towards the face as you reach the heel up high. Bend through the left knee, let the sole of the left foot find the floor. Release your strap. Bend the right knee. Bring the pinky toe edge of the right foot to land on the left thigh, creating a figure 4 shape with the legs. Right knee is reaching away from your shoulders for thread the needle or recline pigeon pose. As the right knee reaches away from the shoulders, the left hip is grounding down into the mat. We're looking to feel a stretch into the outer right hip and glute area. If you're not quite feeling that, you can start to draw the left knee in towards the left shoulder, taking hold of the back of the left thigh or the left shin. As much as the left knee draws in, the right knee is reaching away from the shoulders and the tailbone is pressing into the mat, lengthening through the spine. And play with shifting the hips left to right, adjusting where the weight is held, and pausing where you feel the most tension. So maybe you shift a little more weight into the left hip, maybe there's a little more into the right, until you feel even from side to side, and you start to feel more stretch into that outer right hip. Slowly release the leg. Let the right foot join the left. Extend the legs long to the bottom of your mat and find a mini shavasana. Just noticing any subtle changes from one side to the other. Letting go of any attachments or any expectations for the side to follow. Now slide the feet together at the bottom of the mat. Draw the left knee in towards the chest, right leg is extended long. Hug the left knee in towards your belly. For just a breath or two in wind relieving pose. Before moving into our twist. Left knee is in the right hand, left hand extends out beside you. Lengthen first from the right heel to the crown of the head, long spine. Then focus on the twist. Draw the left knee in towards you, over your body to the right. Landing it on a prop, letting it hover in space. Reaching the left shoulder for the floor. Choose whatever feels best for your gaze, either to the left or up at the sky. Gaze comes back through center. Left knee will follow. Hug the left knee in towards you. Sending your belly into the left thigh with every breath. Reach for your strap. Loop it over the toe mound of the left foot. And extend the left leg long until you're able to find that straight leg position. Ankles are both flexed and start to send the sole of the left foot up towards the sky, pausing the moment you feel the knee starting to bend to make space. That's the area you want to work, and that point of sensation where you just start to feel the stretch without any pinching, pain, or discomfort in the knee joint. Left hip crease is reaching away from the shoulders, down into the mat, as the left heel reaches up towards the sky. Creating as much distance between the left hip and left heel as you can. Start to find gentle rotations with the left leg. Growing bigger and bigger with each rotation, staying within the range of motion that you're able to keep a straight leg. So as you come over to the side, or as you're coming towards your head, once you feel the knees start to bend, that's as far as you go. Start moving over to the opposite side. Maybe you choose to place the right hand on the right hip and hold both ends of the strap in one hand. So you're able to encourage stillness into the right hip. Really isolate the movement to the left. Rotating the opposite direction. And find stillness in the center. Taking a breath or two here in the center. We'll move from here into our thread the needle pose. Bend the right knee, sole of the right foot on the mat. Release the strap. And bring the pinky toe edge of the left foot onto your right thigh. Left knee's reaching away from the shoulders without shifting the right hip. So as you move the left knee away from the shoulders, you're going to feel the right hip start to pop over to the right and maybe even lift off of the mat. See if you can focus on stabilizing the right as you move the left knee away from you. Stay long through the low back. If you're not quite feeling a stretch, you can start to draw the right knee in towards you, using your hands or a strap around the back of the right thigh, or even the right shin if that's accessible to you. Keep all four corners of the pelvis pressing equally into the mat. Slowly release the right foot. Let the left foot join it. Gentle sway from side to side with the knees. Allow the soles of the feet to come to touch in the middle. The knees fall wide apart, creating a diamond shape with the legs. You can place one hand on the belly, one hand on the heart. Just start to follow the breath in the body, aware of the subtle rise and fall of belly and chest with every breath. Maybe even sensing beneath the palm for the heartbeat. Aware of the heart beating, the body breathing, the relationship between the two. With or without the help of your hands, draw the knees back through center. Right arm comes up overhead. We're going to start to roll over onto the right side body. Draw the knees in close towards you, rounding through the spine. Let the palm rest on the floor or on your body. You can use the right arm as a pillow. Breathing space into the back body now that it's lifted up off of the floor and no longer restricted by its presence. Whenever you feel ready in your own time, find your way up to a comfortable seated position. That can be sitting cross-legged. You can be up onto a pillow or a block, folded blanket. It can sometimes feel nice to be sitting up high with the hips so that they're in line with or above the knees. Take just a few gentle rotations with the upper body. In both directions. Find stillness in the center, shoulders over hips. We'll move through a few seated cat and cow, so the hands are placed on the lap or on the floor beside you. With a big breath in, reach the tailbone behind you, draw the heart forward, lift it up to the sky, gaze up. On an exhale, scoop the tailbone beneath you, draw the belly button towards the spine, hollow out the chest as you bring your chin to the chest and gaze to your belly button. For a cat-like back. Show you again from the side angle. So on an in-breath, tailbone reaches back, belly comes forward, heart lifts up, draw the shoulders back as you gaze up to the sky. On the exhale, reverse that motion, tuck the tailbone around the spine, pulling the belly button towards it, hollow out the chest and gaze to your belly. Big breath in for cow. Slow breath out for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale, lift it up. Option here to interlace the fingers behind your head. Let the head rest in the palms as you gaze up. On the exhale, draw the elbows towards one another. Round to the back, draw the elbows down towards the belly with gentle pressure on the back of the neck. Inhale, tailbone reaches back, heart lifts up. Gaze comes up as the head rests in interlace fingers. Draw the elbows back behind you. Exhale, cat-like back, elbows come in front, round the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Either variation, taking 3 more at your own pace. Following your own rhythm of breath, with or without incorporating the arms. Once you've finished your 3, just landing in a neutral spine. We're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale, right hand comes to the mat beside you, or onto a block if you prefer for some added height. Left fingertips are going to reach up and over to the right. You can start to do a gentle bend in the right elbow to draw the right shoulder away from your ear. Notice that the left shoulder is creeping forward down towards the mat. Stay open through the chest, reaching up and then over. Creating length from the top of the head to the base of your spine. Lengthening up the left side body as you breathe into the space between the ribs and the space between the ribs and the pelvis. The entire left side body expanding with each breath in. And softening with each breath out, maybe deepening your side bend. Keep that right shoulder drawn back behind you, away from the ear. We'll start to find a little movement here with breath as well. So as you inhale, stay stable through the hips, but start to open the heart up towards the sky, reaching the left arm slightly behind you, gaze up. As you exhale, round forward, reach the left fingertips away from the left hip. Start to shine the heart towards the floor. Big breath in, open up, show your heart to the sky. Gaze up. Exhale, round forward, still maintaining length of the left side body here, but reaching the left fingertips away from the left hip over to the right. Open up on the in-breath. Exhale, come forward. So we're going forward and to the right. Inhale, open up. Exhale, bring it forward. Inhale, open up. Exhale, send it forward. One more time. Inhale, open up. Exhale, forward. Come back through neutral. Find the center. As you exhale, right hand comes onto the left knee, left hand comes behind you, find a twist. Gazing over the left shoulder, lengthening through the spine. You can have the left fingertips either on the floor or on your low back. Really focus on lengthening from the top of the head away from the tailbone, then worry about the twist. Right hip stays heavily rooted. Focusing on twisting from above the belly button. Slowly come back through center. Give the shoulders a bit of a roll in both directions. Uncross the legs and cross in the opposite direction if they're crossed. Just staying even a little bit from side to side. Take those few gentle rotations just to neutralize in both directions. We're going to inhale, reach up. As you exhale, let the palms come to touch, hands meet in front of the heart. Press the palms together, elbows draw away from each other. They're pointing to the side walls, not down to the floor. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, press the palms firm together and let them meet in front of your heart. Big breath in. Slow breath out, hands meet in front of the heart, pressing the palms firm into one another. Big breath in. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And this time we're going to take a big breath in and pause. As you exhale, left hand comes onto the floor or onto a block beside you. Right fingertips are reaching up and over to the right. Notice the left shoulder is going to want to creep up to the left ear here. Start to bend a little bit through the elbow. Keep the left shoulder blade drawn down your back and open to the front room. Reaching up and then over. Chest stays open to the room in front of you. The gaze is pointing the same direction as the chest. As if someone's taking you by the right side of your shirt and lifting you up to the sky. Keep breathing into the right side body, the waist, the ribs. Grounding down equally through left and right hips. And then we'll start to find that gentle movement with breath. So take a big breath in. Start to open your heart towards the sky, reaching the arm behind you. As you exhale, keep the length in the right arm. Start to reach it over to the left and in front of you, showing the heart to the floor. Big breath in, open up. Slow breath out. Come forward, reaching the right fingertips away from the right hip. Inhale, open up. Exhale, forward. 3 more following your own breath, moving slowly and mindfully. No pinching or pain in the low back or hips. Letting each cycle be a little bit slower than the one before it. Once you feel even from side to side, landing in the neutral position for 1 big breath. And then rising up to center. Exhale, left hand to the right knee, right hand comes behind you. Find your twist, gaze over the right shoulder. Staying tall through the spine. Keep breathing. Come slowly back through center. Give the shoulders a bit of a roll in both directions. And we'll extend the legs out long in front of you. Lift the hips up, slide the glutes out from beneath you. And just let the legs fall passive. So give the legs a bit of a wiggle, especially if they've been crossed for a while. And find some stillness and just let the toes fall wherever they may. Don't worry about pointing them to the sky or flexing at the ankle. Just let them fall heavy and passive. Letting go of any effort from the toes, the feet, the ankles and calves, the knees, thighs, and hips. All of the muscles relax and let go. Sit up tall. We're going to reach up high and then fold forward with a round back. So we're just passively ragdolling the upper body over the legs. You can have a gentle bend in the knee if that helps. I have some low back pain, so I'm going to put a little bit of a cushion beneath my thighs to bring a bit of a bend in the knees. And gently fold forward. Just listening to your body here, making any modifications that you need. And let the palms face up to resist temptation to grip and pull. Another option, rather than putting a cushion beneath the knees, is to lie one over the legs and rest your forehead on that. Finding the height that works best for you. Lots of options to modify and make this pose suit your body a little bit better. Just staying in that posture, resisting any desire to force yourself lower. Finding a passive fold and just letting gravity do the work for you. In these yin-like postures, we are holding for a little bit longer. If you start to force yourself deeper into the pose, you're actually going to find that it takes you longer to get there. The key is patience. Let the muscles be as soft as possible, resisting any ability to flex, clench, grip, or pull. Letting that all go. Just completely surrendering to the posture and to the breath. Finding softness through the neck, letting the head fall heavy. As the upper body melts over the legs, sinking deeper and deeper with each breath out. We're going to slowly rise back up inch by inch. Letting the head rise last. Take a gentle back bend here. Walking the hands behind you. Start to show the heart towards the sky. Lean the head back. Reaching the center of your chest towards the ceiling. And come back through neutral. From here, we're going to come to lie on our backs. The knees bent to begin. Feet wide apart, knees tip in to touch. And palms face up. If you ever suffer from low back pain like I do, you'll find this is a great alternative to Shavasana. It allows the low back to feel supported on the mat, creating space, relieving tension. It's available to you at any time when Shavasana is cued. From here, we'll start to heel toe the feet towards one another. And then one by one, we're going to reach the soles of the feet up to the sky. You can do this with or without a prop beneath the bum. I like to use a pillow or a cushion. I have yoga bolsters, so I use those. But a yoga block works well too. Just creating a little bit of height with the pelvis first, and then sending the feet up to the sky one at a time. You may have to lift your hips up and adjust your prop to find a comfortable spot. To allow the knees to stack above the hips, the ankles above the knees, without much effort in your body at all. For legs up the wall or waterfall pose. You want this to feel restful. Because of my low back issues, anytime I do this without a prop, I do find a lot of effort in the core and the legs, trying to keep them lifted high without bringing pain into the low back. I find by lifting up the pelvis slightly onto a prop, it takes away that effort. This makes it a little more restful, a little more comfortable in my body. So you can try both methods and see what works best for you. This is always a great pose to do before bed if you have trouble sleeping. Slows the heart. Helps with blood flow. Stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. Easing off that fight or flight response. Now you have the option to keep the prop in place or to remove it at any time. We're going to draw the right knee in towards the chest, interlace the fingers around it. Start to slowly lower the left foot down towards the mat. Creating a sense of openness through the front of the left thigh here, the left hip. You can start to walk the left foot over to the bottom left corner of the mat and start to guide the right knee beyond the right shoulder. Ground down to the left hip, maybe using your left hand to encourage it. Start to take deep belly breaths. See if you can have the left heel on the floor, or at least reaching for the floor with a straight leg. Drawing circles with the right knee, staying stable through the left. Circle in the opposite direction. Find stillness in the center. Slide the left leg back through center for one big breath. Pressing down through the left heel. And then draw the left knee in to meet the right. Give them both a squeeze before extending the right leg long. Right heel's reaching for the floor, hug the left knee in. Right foot slides over to the bottom right corner of the mat. Left knee starts to open up as if you're showing the inseam of the left pant leg to the sky. The left knee is reaching towards the outer edge of the left shoulder, creating distance between the tip of the left knee and the pinky toe edge of the right foot. Big belly breaths. Staying in stillness, or stabilize the right hip and start to take those big circles with the left knee. Circling the opposite direction. Find stillness in the center. Right leg slides back through center as well. Pause there for a breath while pushing down through the right heel, hugging the left knee in. Big breath in, slow breath out. Right knee hugs in to meet the left. Squeeze them in close. Slide your prop away from you as you lower the hips back onto the mat if they're not already there. And one by one, extending the legs to the bottom of your mat. Arms at your sides. Soften the legs. Gentle tuck in the chin brings length up the back of your neck. And tuck the shoulder blades beneath you. Settling here into your final resting pose. Reconnecting with the breath and the body. Letting go of any attachment to the mind. Simply focusing on the breath as it moves in and out through the body. A gentle rise and fall. Without the body actually moving with each breath in, visualize the body expanding in all directions. Softening with each breath out. Each breath in, the energy in the body grows warmer, grows brighter, expanding in all directions. Each breath out, relieving any tension or stress that may be remaining in your body. Each breath out, sinking you deeper and deeper into the mat and into relaxation. Staying here on your back, on your mat, for as long as you have available to you. And even then, when it's time to go, offering just one or two more breaths. Prolonging your practice as long as you can, and taking that same breath with you to the rest of your day, your evening, and your week. With such gratitude as always. Namaste.